Hello everyone, it is Wednesday and it is time for our free card class. I'm so glad you all could join me today. We're going to have a lot of fun. I'm going to show you some really cool fun folds. So I hope you stay tuned. We're going to make these 3 beautiful cards. So let's get started here. We're going to make this really fun fold here. Let me just show you. See how that opens? Isn't that cool? So I'm going to show you how to make this. And then we have one that kind of pops up. Just open it. See how that pops up there? Isn't that cool? And then we have this fun card. And it kind of opens up like that. All right. So we are going to get started. Let's pull out our supplies and I will show you how to make these beautiful cards. So what we are going to do is, with this first card, we're going to start out with some designer series paper. And then I have some pieces already pre-cut out. We're going to assemble all of these and I will show you how to do that. All right, we are going to need to score our cardstock. So let's get that. Just have to pull out my measurements here so I remember where to score them. All right, make sure I have my score blade at the top. All right, so we cut out this designer series paper, 5 1/4 by 12. And now remember, if you get the kit, you will get the tutorials and the pictures and everything that also show you how to fold and score, and it gives you all the measurements. All right, so we are going to score at the 4-inch mark. Make sure you have your scoring blade on. Then we're going to go to the 6-inch mark. And then again to the 8-inch. All right, so we are going to put this on the side for right now. Then we have our score lines and we're just going to fold. All right. So you kind of have like a W. All right, then what we will do is we will actually start from the inside and work out. So we're just going to lay this flat. We used our radiant or radiating dies and we cut out this square or this rectangle. And let's attach this. Get my glasses on so I can see what we're doing. I'm so glad you all are here. Please put in the comments that you are here and let me know that you are watching. Let me know where you are from. All right, we'll just put this right on the back here. And it pretty much takes up the whole space. So your first double check will be if it doesn't fold, then you know you've scored it incorrectly. All right, our next piece is also from that same die set, the radiating dies. I cut out the middle one, the middle size, and we're just going to simply attach this to our card. So we're going to just glue 1/2 of it. Make sure you have enough glue on there so that it holds the fold. All right, so let's just center that. There we go. Then I have a piece of designer series paper, and this is a part of the Masterfully Made designer series paper. You can choose which side you would like to show. I'm going to have this side show so it blends in with this side. So we're just going to put glue on the back. And it is a little longer, so I just have to trim that out. All right. just trim. You could always throw this in your paper trimmer as well. Just like that. All right, then I also went ahead and I die cut these out of the Nature's Prints. So I just die cut that. You can always use what you have. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on here. And that was a whole lot of glue. So we're just going to share the glue. There we go. Just like that. All right. Now to the front of our card. All right. So now I have this scalloped edge. This is from our Scalloped Contour Dies. And it's just a 1-inch strip. And I just scalloped out one edge of it. So we're going to attach this to the card. Now I would suggest putting one adhesive strip on the back here and then line it up. Come on. Just doing a little strip. And we'll just line this up on one edge to make sure I have a nice straight corner all the way down. Okay, so that wasn't as straight as I would like it, so we're just going to peel it off a little bit and move it down to make it straight. There we go. You get a little adhesive on here, so you can always just rub that off. That's what's nice about Stampin' Seal's tape, the runner tape. You can always just kind of rub that off. All right, so I'm going to grab my bone folder, and we're just going to crease out these edges. There we go. All right, so this is where we're at so far. All right, so then we have our front label, and we're going to stamp our sentiment. So I'm going to use the sentiment out of the Irresistible Blooms. I'm just going to use the thank you. Find the block that fits the image the best. And this is one of our new colors, Moody Mauve. And we'll just stamp right in the center. There we go. All right. Alright, so we're going to attach this, and I'm just going to attach it flat because we're going to be popping up some stamped images. You don't want too much bulk, otherwise the post office will charge more for mailing. Alright, right about here. And you could use any kind of designer series paper. It doesn't have to be out of this pack. But I just love the little flowers. I thought they were so pretty. All right, now I have this scrap piece of paper, and I'm going to stamp my image. So I'm going to use this stamp here. And we'll just stamp that out. There we go. Just like that. And I forgot to grab my stamp and emboss machine. I have to go run and grab that. But let me stamp my leaves first. Can't believe I forgot that. Goodness gracious. All right, so now, let's see, grab my leaves. I have my leaves out of the same stamp set. And we'll just stamp it just like that. And then while the ink is still kind of drying, we're going to grab our Wink of Stella and we're going to go over the flower. So when you use the Wink of Stella, it will pull the color from your stamped image. If you're using the Memento Black, it will not. I mean, unless you're soaking it down. But it kind of gives the flower a little color. So if you don't have any of the blends, this is a great technique to incorporate some of that color without having to get the blend. All right, and it gives it a little sparkle, a little shine. We're not going to do that to the leaves though. All right, let me grab my emboss machine. I have to grab my big one. Because I have my small one packed away right now. Starting to get things ready to move into the new studio. Still have a ways to go, but we will get there. So everything's going good with the studio. We're up to drywall. So the majority of the drywall is already up, which I'm so excited about. So we're just going to take our die and place it on top of our flower. Where'd that other, there it is. We're just going to line that up. Grab our other plate. You can tell these plates are very well loved. Tuck it in there. So right now we're up to the taping and the mudding. That's always fun. All right. When I say things like that, my husband's like, your idea of fun. All right, so now I want to get the die for the leaves. And if you don't have a die machine, you could always cut these out by hand. So don't feel like if you don't have the machine, you can't make the card. And then so you know, you can get this kit for free if you place a $30 order on at my store. You will get to make a total of 6 cards. You'll get envelopes, you'll get the tutorial, you get all the cardstock, you get everything punched out. All right, so I cannot send stamped images, so you'll have to purchase excuse me, the stamp sets on your own or use what you have, and then I will send this kit out to you for free. All right, so move that on the side and let's attach our flowers. All right, so we're going to grab some dimensionals. And I don't think I need a big one. I'm going to grab a small one. All right. It's really nice to have both sizes of dimensionals. All right. So let's just put this one here in the corner, just like that. And then we'll take our leaves and let's see here, we'll put them up here at the top. There we go. Beautiful. Now, of course, our card needs some bling and we need some twine. So I have this jute trim. It's with the new in colors. The new in colors I just absolutely love. I think they are so gorgeous. So we're going to grab the Moody Mauve. I'm just going to unroll a little bit, and you want to try and straighten it out just a little bit. So if you just kind of pull it with your fingers, just like this, kind of helps take out some of that curl. And we're just going to tie a bow. It's got all these little curly cues. All right, so let's tie our bow. And it doesn't matter where your bow lines up, you can always scooch it over where you need it. So for August, the classes are going to be in a to-go version. So I'm not having in-person classes for the month of August. Just a lot going on with the studio and just trying to get everything all ready to go. So I'm hoping come September, mid-September, be able to have those in-person classes again. We'll have plenty of room for you all to spread out. We won't be crunched up anymore. All right, so now I'm going to be using this decorative sequence. This is the Adhesive Back Sequence Trio. So we're going to use that. So where's my, here it is. So we're just going to grab, they have two sizes. I'm going to grab a big one, put one here. There we go. Perfect. All right, so here is our first fun fold card. So you just open it. You have two places for sentiments. Now, if you wanted to, you could always stamp an image on here. You make it your own. And then you have plenty of room to write whatever it is you'd like to write in there. All right, so here from this angle, you can kind of see how it folds. It's like an M or a W, depending on which way you look at it. All right, so there is our first card. So here's the one I did earlier, and this is the one we did today. All right, we'll put this one on the side, and let's go to card number 2. So card number 2 is this really pretty card. This is with our Earth and Elegance Designer Series paper. So it pops open, and you have like a little ladder here. All right, so we'll get the supplies for that one. Now there's a little bit of scoring to do on this card. So let's put some of these pieces on the side, make some room here. I don't think I need that anymore. I'm going to turn my light on. I don't know why I didn't turn that on. There we go. All right, so now this one, your base is 4 1/4 by 11, and all we're going to do is simply fold this in half. Very simple. Get our bone folder, crisp that edge down. So those of you that are watching, please let me know that you're here. I really love to know when people pop on. All right, we have the Designer Series paper, and all we're going to do is just layer this right on top. We're going to glue it right on top. I'll show you how to get that circle in the center. You want to make sure that you have adhesive in the center. You'll see why when we get to that step. So there we go. All right, now what we're going to do is grab our die cut machine again. And we're going to put that hole in the center. Gosh, I wish I had my little machine. All right. So we will take our paper, and I'm looking for my dies. Here they are. So I'm going to be using the Stylish Shapes dies. We're going to be using 2 of the circles. So we're going to use the bigger one first. So what we're going to do is I need a sticky note. Where do I have a sticky note? So you want to make sure the circle that we lay down to do the hole doesn't move. All right, so grab some sticky notes. Now you're going to make sure you open your card. You don't want the hole going through all the layers. So we'll just place it right where we would like it. So it's going to be up a little towards the top. We'll grab a sticky note. I have 2 of them here. So make sure you place it where you want it. So I was really hoping that they would have come back with an updated model of the magnetic board. The magnetic board that they had, or at least the one I had from Stampin' Up, worked fantastic. But some people were running into issues, so they decided to pull the product because it wasn't meeting their standards. And then when they pulled the product, anyone that had ordered it and received it, the company issued them a credit. And they didn't have to send it back. So I thought that was really nice. So I was really glad that I sell product for a company that stands behind their products. So this pops out. So you have the front and you have the back. This is why you needed to have that adhesive in the center. All right, so let's move this over. All right, so now this is where we are at. Let's finish up our little circle. So we're going to take our smaller white that I already die cut, and I just used the smaller circle. And we will stamp on here. So I'm going to use the Nature's Prints Hello There stamp. I'll just put that right there, and I'm going to use Pebbled Path ink. And it's right in the center. All right, I won't need that stamp set anymore. At least, oh, actually, I do. Okay. So we have our punched out center. We have this. We're going to put adhesive on the back of this and attach it to our circle. You could use liquid glue or you could use the tape. I like the tape because it's an instant dry. You don't have to wait. All right, so right in the center, and then we'll just put this piece on the side because we have to do the inside of our card. So we will take our basic white, and I already have this cut down to 4 by 9 1/4, and we're going to score on the long side. So let me get my tool again. We are going to score at 2, 4, and 6. There's 2. Again at 4. And again at 6. this up. Bend your creases. All right, so then we will take our card, open that up, but before we attach it, we need to do a little bit of stamping, okay? So we are going to grab out of the Nature's Prints, I'm going to grab this really pretty flower, and we'll do these little, do I want these little blotches? Which blotches do I want? I'm going to use the blotches out of the Irresistible Blooms. There are some in here, but for my purpose, it's just a little too dark. This and the flower. All right. So now I'm going to use the Moody Mauve. No, this looks like a hot mess out here, doesn't it? All right, I need a piece of scrap paper. Scrap, scrap, scrap. Let's see here. I usually have a piece of scrap paper laying around. I don't know where I put it. All right, we'll just grab a piece of copy paper. All right, so we'll juice this up. And now I don't want the whole strength of the ink. So I'm just going to stamp off, stamp on my image. Stamp off, stamp on my paper, not my image. But you all know what I meant. Goodness. All right. So put that back. I'm going to take my flower, ink that up. Okay, perfect. And then I'm just going to put this in the lower corner, just like that. Right. And then we're going to grab that Wink of Stella once again. And we'll color in our flower. Wink of Stella is awesome. See how it picks up the ink? Now you get more of it to pick up if you put the Wink of Stella on right after you stamp. All right. Because I found if you let it sit for a little bit, you don't get as much draw from the ink. You don't get to pull as much off. All right, so then I had also trimmed out a piece of the Designer Series paper, and I want this pretty mauve color to show. So add our adhesive, and this is going to be on a portion of the step. We'll put that right here. I know looking at it now, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but it will. All right. So then what we will do is we will attach this bottom section to our card base, okay? Now you want to put it towards the bottom. All right, you're gonna leave like a 1/4 inch space all around. So we'll just add that space. All right. All right, so there's that. Now we're just going to fold our step, and now this is going to fold down. So let's put some adhesive on there. All right, now let's see here. You're going to want to put it so it's 1/4 of an inch from the fold. All right, so you're just going to kind of play with it to get it that 1/4 of an inch at the bottom. So it will still fold, just like that. And there is that. All right. So now I did get a little adhesive where I don't want it, so we're just gonna rub that off, just like that. I forgot to watch out for that bottom, or that hole. Whoops, whoopsie. So this comes off super easy. All right. Beautiful. Now we will take our circle and we'll glue just at the bottom portion so it fits right into the center. All right, so let's see here, we'll just do the bottom. Line this up. There we go. So now when we open it, it pops out. Isn't that awesome? All right, so let's decorate the front. All right, so I had used the Nature's Prints dies, and I die cut out of the Moody Mauve some of the little leaves, and then I did one out of the vellum. Now obviously these are way too big, so we're just gonna pile them up how we like them, and then we're going to trim them down. I'm going to use some glue. Just going to put a little dot, couple dots, and then we'll put this maybe like here, and then we'll grab the other one. Let's see, we'll grab a little more glue, and then put that here. All right, so we'll let that dry for just a second, and I will get, let's see, some scissors, and we'll trim this out. So let's see here. Put a little bit of glue on the back so we can put it on there. There we go. Do this right towards the top. Come on, stick, stick, stick. I'm just going to trim where I don't want it. There we go. And now it doesn't look that great at the end, so that's why we're going to grab some of our jute, and I'm going to use the green, or let's see, I'll use the gray. We're going to tie a bow. Again, pull it to try and get out some of that curl. Make a bow. All right. Trim that out, and we'll glue it down. Let's see here, we will grab a mini glue dot. Where did I put them? Here they are. I'm just going to grab a couple. I'm going to lay them right over there. One right there. All right. And there we go. So with this jute, it is kind of hairy. So you definitely want to go through and give it like a little haircut. So you want to get rid of some of that extra because it makes it look messy. So I just want to play with that, giving it that little bit of a haircut. grab those sequence gems, and we'll grab some pink. And we'll grab some of this opal-y looking. That doesn't stand out as much, but you still get a little sparkle. Let's grab another pink one. Put that there. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. We need one more. Let's see, we'll grab a opal-y one. Put that down here. All right, so here is our second card. Aren't they pretty? Love it. All right, so let's get to card number 3. This one is fun, super easy. You will love it. Just gotta grab my parts. All right. Move some stuff over. You're gonna need your paper trimmer, so get your paper trimmer out. All right, we are going to start off with a full sheet of paper. Now, when I get the urge to do some fun folds, when I do it for the first time, I don't do it with a regular piece of cardstock. What I grab is just a plain piece of white copy paper, okay? And I practice. I kind of make out like a little template. All right, so this is how it's going to play out. I don't want to waste a whole sheet in case I make a mistake, so that's why I do the copy paper. It's the exact same size as your cardstock. So I have like a little template of what the measurements are. So when I have my tutorials, I do have pictures of the template, so it gives you a better idea. Because I know a lot of people get confused when you say you're going to score it on the long side or the short side. So I've made that mistake many times. And some of my fun folds, I was like, this doesn't look anything like the picture I saw. So excuse me. So we're going to take our piece of cardstock and we are going to score both ends at, let's see here, let's get this out. Let's see here. See, this is why I have to think this out. All right, so we are going to score this in half first. So we're going to go at 5 1/2, just like that. All right, am I doing this right so far? So far, I'm right on. Am I? Yeah, fun folds. So now we are going to score the other sides at 2 1/8. 2 and 1. 2 1/8 is right there. And we're going to go, actually, we're going to go just down to, nope, we're going to go all the way down. 2 1/8. So it was a while since I made this card. So, and then the next score goes at 6 3/8. So 6 3/8. Where is that? 1, 2, 3. Oh, this is goofy. Let's see here. We'll just flip it. It's hard to see with the brown. I have to get new glasses. I have them on order. I just have to wait to pick them up. 2 1/8. We'll just do it this way. It's the same on both sides. All right. So this is what it should look like. So it looks like you have 2 lines that go down, 1 that goes across. Okay. So you're going to keep all three of these pieces, and you're going to keep this bottom one. So you want to cut this one out, and you want to cut this one out. So now we will just line this up, and we will cut and go up to that score line. The same thing on the other side. Up to that score line. And now we'll turn it and we'll cut those out of there. To the score line. And we'll come on, lift, line it back up, right to the score line. All right, there we go. All right, so these you can put aside. We don't need these. Put that in your scrap bin. So now that looks like my template. So then we will just fold and we'll push these down. There we go. We'll do the other side. And let's push this side down. There we go. Now, we have a bunch of other pieces here. So we have, let's see, let's get all our pieces laid out. Let's grab our stamp that we're going to stamp. And we're going to do the thanks so much. Thanks so much. There we go. And we'll grab our Mossy Meadow and we'll stamp our label. Let's juice up. Stamp our label. There we go. All right, then while we have this Mossy Meadow out, we're going to stamp some of our leaves. So we're going to punch out some leaves. So this is through the online exclusives. It's called Tropical Leaf. So this is the stamp set I'm using, and this is the punch. This is not in any of the catalogs. This is strictly through the online exclusives. So we'll stick our paper, and again, I always do it upside down so I can see what I'm punching out. I need two of them. And then I want to grab like the little bit of the, like the veiny part in the leaf. So let's see, was it the big one? Yes. So turn that upside down. Now again, when you load your stamp onto your block, because this has such thin pieces, see how wiggly they are? You want to make sure you lay it flat so the stamp will lay out how it's supposed to. Pick it up with your block and away you go. So we will stamp these out. And that one's done. Let's do the other one. Just like that. All right, so we are done, I believe, whoops, with our stamping. So we will start from the inside of our card. So let's put all these pieces up. We'll grab our base. And what we're going to do is grab a piece of plain cardstock, plain white, and we'll put that right in the center. It's a little gummed up. There we go. Center. There we go. And now you could always stamp an image on here if you'd like. All right. So then what we will do is we will grab, so I had pre-cut out some strips. They're going to go on these flaps. So I use the Gone Fishing Designer Series paper. So again, you can use any kind of paper you'd like. All right, so I want this pretty blue side to show. Put some adhesive on there. We're going to put these on the inside flaps of our fun fold card. So we're just going to center that. All right, so that is the inside. So let's work on the next layer. So we're going to do the same thing on this front side. So we're going to put some adhesive. And now you could do different colors. You don't have to use the same image of designer paper. You could always pick what you would like. But if you purchase or get the kit for free, or you decide to purchase the kit, you will get the same papers that I've used. And there we go. So there's the second layer. Now we will work on the front of our card. Get rid of the green. All right, so I went ahead and I pre-cut some other paper. Now these pieces are a little smaller. I believe it's like 1.5 inches by 4 or 4.25, I'm not sure. But we're going to put this on the front of our card. So we will put our pieces on here just so we can kind of try and line them up a little bit. So they're going to go something like this. It'll lay a little flatter if we do it this way. Just kind of open your card up, just so you have an idea where they need to go. Okay, so this one will go right in the center. There we go. Now I'll put the other ones on. And same thing with this one. There we go. You want to have some spaces in between. So then we will take the label that we punched and we'll put some dimensionals on the back. You don't need a whole lot of them. And we're going to put it off to the side a little bit. So we want to have room for our leaves. All right, so I'm going to put one flat and the other one will have dimensionals on the back. All right, so one will go flat, just like that. And the other one, I'll grab some dimensionals. There we go. Perfect. And then we will grab some of our jute. So I think I'll use the blue. Grab a little piece of that. Again, you want to pull it So it kind of takes a little bit of that curl out. Tie your bow. All right, there's a nice bow. Put these on the side. We'll grab some of our mini glue dots. And because it's a thicker twine ribbon, I'm going to grab 2 of the mini glue dots just to make sure we have some good coverage for it to stick. And let's put that right off to the side, just like that. And again, it's a little fuzzy, so you could always go through and give it just that little bit of a haircut to kind of get rid of some of it. And let's put some gems on here. So I think we're going to use the opaly looking ones because when you put them on, they're going to appear a little on the blue side, much like your designer paper. So there we go. So this card, it opens up and you have like a little surprise in here. All right, so let me pull out the cards that we made. You can see all the beautiful things here. All right, so we made this one and this one. And then I have this one. So the first card we made is a thank you card. It just opens, it's like a little book. And you could put a sentiment on here, or you could stamp. You could write your bigger sentiment on here. And it is like an M or a W, depending on which way you're looking at it. So there's that card. So in the kit, you will get to make 2 of these. And here's the second card. It's a little pop-up. So let's see, I'll do it from the side so you can see how it opens. So the little circle pops up. And here's the inside. Isn't that beautiful? And you'll get to make 2 of these and 2 of these as well. And this is the one we just did, where it has like the little surprise inside. So your kit, you can purchase the kit for $30, or you can place an order at my store for any Stampin' Supplies for $35, and I will send you the kit for free. So in the kit, you will get everything all punched out, all the labels, the tags. You will get all the jute. You will get the embellishments that you need. You will have everything all ready to go. So all you need to do is do a little bit of stamping and assemble your cards. Now note, I cannot send any stamped images in the mail. So either use what you have, or you can purchase a set that you like. So I hope you enjoyed this Fun Fold class. I will see you all here next week. If you have any questions on how to get the kit, just shoot me a message or put a comment in the comments. I am going to be updating the website to show all of the rest of the classes for August. So I'm going to be working on that later today. But you know me and technology. So we'll see how that goes. Usually I just hand the stuff over to my husband and I'm like, okay, can you fix it? But I'll just truck along there. All right, so that is all I have for you. I will see you all next week. Have a wonderful rest of the week and God bless. Bye-bye.